all. All right. Shabbat Shalom, family. Today's date is October what? 19. October what? 19. October 19, 2022. And this is the last day of Sukkot. It's called Shmini Atzeret. All right. Now, the funny thing about it is Etz meaning land. Etz means soil. Etz means earth. Adam means earth also. Oh, Etz means tree. Etz means tree. Okay, Etz means tree. But Etz come off of, or very similar to, not come off of, but very similar to the word, which is Adama, which means ground, which means soil. Do you know what's contained, what elements are contained in the ground, the earth, the soil? Anybody know what those elements are?
You name it, it's there.
You name it, it's there. All right, we got 4 major components in the whole creation of the universe. What are they? Anybody know?
Carbon.
Carbon is 1. Oxygen is 2.
Hydrogen.
Oxygen, no, it's not oxygen. Carbon, hydrogen, what else?
Iron.
No. Nitrogen, and what else? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and what else? It's 4. Carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, not nitrogen, it's something else. It's something else. Can't think. I can't think. Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. See, because carbon and nitrogen are the most, the really first, the main ones. They are the main ones, which means that they are in all creation. They're in everything. Everything. But in the universe, those 4 elements, what's the 4th element? Anybody know? It's not oxygen. There's no oxygen in outer space.
Phosphorus.
Not phosphorus.
Magnesium.
It'll come to me.
Sulfur.
No. It'll come to me later. When I ain't thinking, it's gonna pop up and be like, yo, there it is.
Did you say
I said nitrogen.
Carbon.
Somebody look it up. The 4 elements in all the universe. And then you'll get it. But it's one that I'm mixing. All right. Okay. So anyway, it says what? That's not it. All right. So there's. let's get to the nitty-gritty. Why are we commanded? Well, first, may the Most High God my mind, my spirit, my body, my language, and my speech, as I approach unto you, his people. May the Most High be praised. This is not the normal routine in how we do our Shabbat classes. This is a special Shabbat class, so we're going to get straight to the point. But normally, you know, we warm you up a little bit with other things. We get close and we allow your spirit to get comfortable, and then we bust out with the scriptures and do a lesson. So now we're just going to bust out with the scriptures and do the lesson after that wonderful music that we heard earlier. Next time, we got to get that music on video. That'd be nice. Starting off our classes. So we do a little bit of advertising for the people that we love so much. All right. So here we go. Let's think about all the holy days that the Most High has for us to celebrate. We were what they call an agrarian people, meaning that most of the things that we did outside in nature. We did farming. We cultivated the land so that we could eat. We ate our foods that we grew or bartered for, but primarily this is the way that we lived. We lived in buildings and structures that was made out of earth. What I mean by that is concrete, and everything that man uses in this existence comes from the earth, but the natural consistency of it or the natural vibration of it has been altered, which causes it to be more dense. And it takes away from the natural elements that the earth material would ordinarily have. Thereby it causes, and I know y'all don't think this deep, but thereby it causes you to have a different benefit from these materials. What do I mean? When you walk on concrete, when you walk on asphalt, in these man-made institutions and these things that men make today, what they do is they create a barrier around you so that your body doesn't absorb the natural elements in those things that they got from the earth. They change the consistency of those items. And they did it for a reason, not just that it was stronger, more durable, it lasted longer, but just because it lasts longer doesn't mean that it's best for the environment. Just because it gets you there faster don't mean that it's best for the environment. Another reason why they did what they did was to prevent us, our bodies, from being and living a long term. If you think about it, the day that man began to make things out of brick and stone, if you go back to the scriptures, it's in Genesis, the 11th chapter. If you think about it, that was the day that men began to live less and less and less on the earth. And the more things that they began to make out of stone, I mean, building, I'm talking about structures, the more things that they began to build and fabricate and manipulate its original form, the further and further they got away from bricks. Now, in bricks, the further and further they got away from the longevity of their life. And a lot of people don't understand how important the natural minerals of the earth are to maintain a lifespan, a healthy lifespan for individuals. So today's class is supposed to cause you to have a deeper understanding about things that we pay not too much attention to. As to, number one, why is it that the Creator has all of our holy days that he has presented dealing with nature, the natural elements of life? People who live in the carnal life, somebody put your phone on mute, please. A lot of noise. I think it might be you, September, I think. The light just went on you. Put your phone on mute. Y'all got Oh, you didn't take the audio? Okay, very well. All right. Y'all just made me bust my rhythm. Where's my rhythm at? Okay, let's get back to the groove. If you ever notice how the Most High takes and causes us to celebrate different events, different occurrences, but it's always dealing with nature. It's always dealing with nature. The only thing that I know that I can think of right offhand that's not really dealing with nature was when we gained our freedom, when we blew the shofar, Yom Teruah. But even Yom Teruah is a preparation for something to come. And if we pay attention to that preparation for something to come, we see something great taking place. So we got Passover. How do you determine the first day of Passover? Do anybody know? What are some of the things you use to determine the first day of Passover? The what? Budding of the barley. But you also have to watch the sky for the first visible crescent moon. See, these things are determining the natural occurrences of things that take place in the earth. A lot of these things that the Father does for us are unbeknownst to us because we are trapped in a world that our oppressors have created, and our oppressors having a direct effect on the way we think. But if we step back from the way the oppressors have taught us and sit back and meditate, pray, and get in tune with who we really are, a lot of these things will be revealed to us. Pesach was about the eating of what? What was we supposed to eat on the day of Passover? Something else that comes from the earth. And then the Father says, and then the Father gives us this thing. He says, and I want you to eat it, but I want you to eat it a certain way. He gave us instructions because he didn't want us to alter it too much, because he wanted the natural elements to come into us to give us what we needed as a nutritional value to move forward. Even when he gave us a commandment, you can eat meat, but don't eat meat with the blood in it. He gave you a commandment, and it's also about the effects that the food that you eat has on your direct connection with your body. Everything the Father does, he does for a reason. It is us who do not understand why the Father does what he do or what he does. Most of us just see it and we just move forward with it. We cover Passover. Passover is in what part of the year? Spring. The spring part, when everything is, nature is coming alive. Now, some of you may not know, so I'm going to just tell it to you like this. Do you know that every year, at a certain time of the year, the celestial forces in the heavens, the stars, are in a certain position at a certain location? Every year. So if you didn't see the ground to tell what the season was, if you were study and train and open up your senses to this, your portals, you could actually know what time of the year you're in by the heavens. Our forefathers used to navigate from one part of the earth to another part of the earth by the heavens. There are a lot of natural things that take place, but we got so far away from the natural things that we have lost the knowledge of these things. But a lot of these things are buried deep within your DNA. And it's up to you to unlock it out of your DNA so that you will know once again. Abraham used to navigate across the stars, across the land, based on the formation of the stars. Because they knew at a certain time, a certain thing was at a certain place, and they knew how to get there by watching that thing. What's the next day after the Feast of Unleavened Bread? Let's get to that. The Feast of Unleavened Bread. It happens immediately after Pesach and during the week of Kakamatsu. Feast of Unleavened Bread. What is that feast all about? Somebody tell me.
That's to memorialize when our ancestors had to leave in haste.
To memorialize when our ancestors had to leave in haste. That is wonderful, excellent, great example. But what is it about? I'm asking you to look deeper than what the normal expectation up there. What is it about?
It's about a cleansing and a letting go.
A cleansing and letting go of what?
Well, during that time, obviously the boundaries, but during this time, it's about just the things that we do every day, the foods that we eat every day.
What about it? What about the food you eat every day?
Like, well, during that week, we can't eat leavened bread. We can't eat things with leaven in it. So a lot of sweets, a lot of sugars, a lot of processed foods.
Poisons,
So
toxins,
okay.
Poisons and toxins. Even if you're not watching yourself, the Creator's watching you. And He's concerned about you because He knew that we would be in a land of captivity and we were saturated. You know, some of us eat so much poison and toxins and we never let it go, that it sits inside of our bodies. It swells up inside of our bodies. It causes sicknesses in certain part of our organs. The Creator was a genius. And when He came up with these holy days, it wasn't no mistake. It just didn't happen because it happened. Most people that are overweight don't fast. Think about it. The Creator made it a mandatory fast that once a year you fast from all the normal things that you are accustomed to eating. He knew that we would be putting a lot of poisons in our system. He knew it. So He said, for this 1 week, once a year, I want you to fast. And we did it for an entire week. What's the next feast day after Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread? What's the next feast? Shavuot. Shavuot is the next feast day. And what's that dealing with? Somebody tell me what that's all about. Feast of Weeks, back to nature. Once again, the Father is taking us back to nature. And what we were commanded to do during that feast, we were commanded by the Creator to bring up the first of everything that we grew, to offer it up to Him, and then have it and consume it. Again, the Father is dealing with what? He's dealing with nature. Exactly, the earth, the things that come forth from the earth. Now, when the things come forth from the earth, does it help your body or does it destroy your body? It helps your body. Do you know that sugar is really not bad for you in its pure state as it came up from the earth? Sugar becomes to be bad for you when they refine it, take it through that process and do all that stuff to it. They deteriorate the nutritional value and creates poison. And we're addicted to that poison. And sugar gets up in your body, it swells your arteries, it makes your living your life so much more difficult. You get diseases from eating sugar, you get all types of sicknesses, your hair don't grow right, your skin don't look right, your body, your joints get stiff, all types of things take place from eating sugar. And it's a direct effect of you not eating what naturally came out of the ground. What are the human bodies made out of? What is the human body made out of? Where did the Father say we came from? He said we came from the ground, Adama. That's where we came from. And there, back to the Adama, we shall return. So being as though we are from the earth, what do we need to maintain our livings while here on this planet in its physical form? We're going to need earthly things. So do you know that every time you eat things like candy, most of the cakes, because the cakes got what? Mhm.
Refined.
That's right. And then even certain of the unclean animals, the Father told us not to eat, and he told us not to eat them for a reason. Let's think about a pig, for example. Now, I can't go too deep on this knowledge because I haven't too much, creator has too much of this to me. But the pig is poison. Why is the pig considered to be poison to us as Israelites? Because what? They eat anything, but what is it about them that makes them poison?
They don't have digestive system.
Because I need you to know that a chicken eats anything too. So what is it about a pig that makes a pig unclean that we can't eat pig?
They don't have a way to
So-
release that poison.
There you go. Say it again, sis.
They don't sweat.
That's it. They don't have a way, right, sis. They don't have a way to release those poison toxins. So therefore, if they don't have a way to release those poison toxins, although you're taking the meat and you're frying the meat, what are you doing to those toxins? You're oxidizing them. And those toxins go right in your body when you eat it. Now I want you to know the same thing happens with meat, red meat, or any other type of meat that you eat. The same thing happens, except that that animal had an opportunity to expel most of those poisons before you ate it. But the pig can't. Who knew that? You think the white man knew that 2,000, 3,000 years ago? No, the white man ain't know about no pig was poison. Man, the white man still eating pigs. Wild hogs and boars, they in the pig family. The white man still eating it. I'm saying, did you think the white man knew that? Because a lot of people accuse the white man of writing our book. The white man wouldn't have put no science like that in that book because they didn't know it. A whole lot of things in that book that the Europeans don't know nothing about because the book was written before the Europeans' time. So everything that the Father has that he's dealing with what with us, be patient, y'all. Don't go nowhere. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Everything that the Father has that he's dealing with us as a people are all dealing with nature and the natural elements. Everything. Even this feast day that we're on right now. So after Sukkot, well, I like it when the people paying attention. After Shavuot, what's the next holy day that the Most High has for us? Yom Teruah. And what Yom Teruah is in what month?
7th month.
The which day of the month?
The first.
Yom Teruah is the first day of the 7th month. How do you know when the 7th month come around? The crescent. The natural elements of the universe. Once again, is the Most High sign between us and him. So when that 7th month come around, when that blowing of the shofar means change is about to take place. It means we're having an opportunity to change our future, change our condition. 10 days later, you get the Day of Atonement. What happens on the Day of Atonement? Another purification process. You fast. Purification of the mind as well as spirit purification of the physical. Because in order for you to do a true fast, according to how the Most High say, you have to go out and physically do things that you would not normally do. And then you also have to fast physically from food. So he covers both things, the physical world and the spiritual realm. He covers them both on the Day of Atonement because that change is taking place. Now after the Day of Atonement, what's the next holy day? Sukkot. Oh man, Sukkot. That's what we're going to read about right now. Everybody turn with me to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, please. Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. We're going to talk about Sukkot. So I said all this stuff earlier to give you a premise or a foundation of why Sukkot is here. Now, when you read it, it might help you a little bit more to understand the principle or the underlying reason or meaning of what Sukkot is all about. Sure, our forefathers dwelt in booths, but our booths was not made out of what we're reading about. A lot of our booths was made out of animal skin. Remember, we were in a desert. We didn't have trees for the 40 years that we were there, for the most part, what everybody had. So a lot of the materials that we would use to make the booths, we bartered and got it from the neighboring cities or towns or people and took that and made booths. Our booths was really like tents, just like the tent of meeting. The tent of meeting was made out of a material that could be broken down, picked up and moved, and then erected again, broken down, picked up and moved. The tents that we lived in, sure, we're having a memorial of when our forefathers dwelt in tents, but it doesn't mean that their tents was made out of these materials. Let's pay attention. Y'all ready? All right. These are the appointed seasons of the Most High. I'm going to start at verse 37. Leviticus 23, verse 37. For those of you who can't read along, that's all right. Just listen, and we're going to get it in. But today you're going to leave. You're going to be a little bit more educated than you were when you came. I pray that that's the Father's will. These are the appointed seasons of the Most High, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to bring an offering made by fire unto the Most High King. Now, if we wanted to make an offering to the Creator, why couldn't we just kill the animal and let him rot? Take him on the altar, cut his throat, let the blood run over the place, and just let him rot and say that we made an offering to the Creator. Because the Creator is not about destruction. The Creator is about life. He's about life. And that's a little bit deeper for us to understand. He's about life. Corruption comes in. Fire is actually preserving the life within. But corruption comes in when you let something decay and you don't do anything with it. Almost like a lot of us with our lives. And I know that might hit a little deep, but I need you to understand. If you're not living your life for the Creator, then you're allowing that corruption to set in. And He doesn't want that for us. Neither you or Him does He want that for. So therefore, He wants you to put a little fire under your butt. Get up and do some things that's going to be meaningful and purposeful to give Him the glory. And that's what we have walked away from, being a part of this world so often. So the fire, the Creator don't want us to make an offering to Him and then just let it sit on the altar. He wants us to burn it, to encapsulate the energy of it. And if you notice, by burning something, you're actually mixing the elements of one form of energy to another form of energy, creating a third form of energy. What do I mean by that? You take something and you burn it, it becomes something other than what it originally was. It still has a nutritional value, but you don't overburn it so that it's all consumed. Then you cut it up, you slice it up, and you give it to the people. It was primarily, most offerings was for the high priest and his family, or the priesthood and their families, and everybody who pertain to that, to get nutritional value from those things as well. But these are all things that's probably you ain't really hearing about it, you don't really care about, but these things are factual things. So the Creator, He used to like for us to give Him burnt offerings. It says, in a meal offering, a sacrifice, and a drink offering, each on its own day. Did the Creator drink those things? Who drank them? And what He wanted us to do was take these things and give them to the priests and the Levites. Why? Because they wasn't required to work. We had to supply their needs. Do y'all understand that? The people supplied the needs of the priests, the Levites, and all those things. The Most High will bless them tremendously. And this is why, when there was a Levite in your midst, you always wanted him to be in your household so you could provide for him. so the Most High will bless your household. There was a time when the firstborn of Israel, every firstborn male of the house of Israel, were given back to the Most High as an offering. Every firstborn male of the house of Israel was given back to the Creator as an offering. And then the Most High said, I don't want that no more. I want you to give me all of Levi's children now. They will be taken unto me to replace the firstborn of the house of Israel. And I believe that's in Numbers, the 8th chapter, I think it is. What does Levi mean? Does anyone know? Okay, the word Levi means joined to me. Levi, joined to me, brought to me, given to me. And if you think about it, those men that were born in the house of Levi was given to the Most High. They were joined to the Most High. Not only that, they were the ones that you bore to be your first children, and you gave them back to him. Joined to me. That's what Levi means. Levi, joined to me. Never forget that. So the Levites were the people that the children of Israel was responsible for their well-being. So the majority of those sacrifices, if not all of them, not all of them, but the majority of them were eaten and consumed by Levi. The most holy things, not the holy things, but the most holy things could only be consumed by the high priest and his household. Do you understand that? Now the high priest, let's say a high priest, let's say somebody offered some bread to be the most holy thing, the showbread, and they offered it to the Most High. And the high priest had a slave, and you and that slave was in the room together. Now this slave was a Gentile. He wasn't even an Israelite born man. He was a Gentile, white European little boy running around, somebody, or Chinese or Japanese. And I ain't talking about the Chinese that are Hebrew. I'm talking about the Chinese that ain't Hebrew. That bread that was the most holy thing, if that slave belonged to a high priest, he could eat that bread. But you, being an Israelite, born Israel, you couldn't touch that bread. Why? But what does that mean? Because they're part of his household, Emma.
That means that he's the same as.
His spirit overshadows him. That's right. Anything that belongs to you, your spirit overshadows it. That's why the Father don't want us stealing. Because you're actually trying to force your spirit on something that belongs to somebody else's spirit. And that's why you're not supposed to steal. All right? So that servant of the Levite can eat what we or you or us as common people could not partake of. Because the Most High ordained that and set it up that way. So those offerings, those drink offerings are created on drink. So don't be thinking the Most High trying to get tipsy, because that ain't what it's about. The Levites drink, but they cannot drink while they're ministering unto the Most High. That's the law. Besides the Sabbaths of the Creator, and besides your gifts, and besides all your vows, and besides all your free will offerings, ye shall give unto the Most High. When's the last time you've done any of these things for the Most High? When the last time you gave a gift? When the last time you gave a free will offering? When the last time you gave a vow? You gave a vow committing yourself to the Creator to be, to live, and to act and conduct yourself a certain way. When's the last time you've done any of these things? And we don't, for the most part. We have gotten so far from these types of commitments before this king that when you hear things like this, you don't want to hear it. It doesn't convict you enough to make you say, yo, I got to change my behavior. I thought I had this Israelite thing down pat, and you don't. If you're living a life where everybody likes you in circular population, then you're not living a Hebrew lifestyle. If you're just like everybody else, then you're not living a Hebrew lifestyle. Because the secular world is not going to like the Hebrew man because he don't or she don't. And they want you to do as they do. And when you don't do what they do, they get a complex about you. They talk about you. They make rumors about you. They begin to ostracize you in a certain way. And that's just normal behavior. It's become so normal that our people have gravitated to the same type of behavior. Israelite people. All right, the days for dwelling in the booths. Verse 39, Leviticus 23 and 39. Howbeit, on the 15th day of the 7th month, and that was just last Wednesday, when ye have gathered in the fruits of the land, ye shall keep the feast unto the Most High 7 days. On the first day shall be a solemn rest. The first day, a solemn rest is a what? A Shabbat day. Did we have a Shabbat day? Yes, we did. But because it's a Hag, we are able to cook. We're able to celebrate. We're able to eat. We can even get out there and dance and party a little bit and play some games and have a good time. It's a celebration time. It's a Hag, a way of celebration. And on the 8th day should be a solemn rest. Now this day, because it's the 8th day and it's not included as a feast day, we can't cook on this day, the 8th day, Shmini Atzeret, today. And ye shall, verse 40, Leviticus 23 and 40, and ye shall take you on the first day the fruit of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and burls of fig trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Most High, your Elohim, for 7 days. Why are we taking trees and willows and branches? Why are we taking these things and celebrating before the Most High? He didn't even go to the booth yet. He said, do these things and party. Have a good time. What is he talking about? Why are we taking tree branches, barks, willows? Why are we doing these things? Somebody tell me. Celebrating life, celebrating nature. And this is what the Most High wanted us to do, because those natural elements of the earth revitalizes the soul. Remember that change that's coming, that change that's taking place, then you purify yourself, and now he wants to put back in you the natural elements, the nutrients that you need. We didn't dwell in tents made out of tree barks and all that stuff. We didn't. So why are we using tree barks and all those things to celebrate right now to the Most High? It's because he's trying to get nature back up inside of you. I don't know if y'all understand, so let me try to go this way. There's a different vibrational force for every element in the universe. Every element in the universe, everything that is here on this planet has a different vibrational level. The natural elements of the universe have a certain vibrational level that affects your vibrational level. The Most High is trying to set us back on track spiritually. And if we do it according to his laws, these particular trees was named for a reason. They were named for a reason. These things don't grow out in the desert. We were in the desert for the most part. But yet he's telling us to keep these holy days, and he's saying, I want you to go get these elements that's going to have a direct effect on the way you think, on the way you live. Your health is going to be affected directly because of these things. That's how deep the Most High is. These things wasn't around. We didn't have houses built out of that primarily for the most part. Now, there was a lot of them, but there wasn't the majority. You look at the videos. We made houses made out of mud or whatever we can do. We took animal skin and made houses. We did all types of things, which is still a natural element. But they're not like nature. There's a difference. The Most High is telling us to take all these things and celebrate. Well, let me say something to you. What do you do when you celebrate? How do you celebrate?
Dancing.
You dance.
Sing,
You sing.
play, and music.
You're playing music. Basically, family, he wants you to be in a good spirit. Do y'all follow what I'm saying? He wants you to have a good spirit about yourself at this particular time. Why? So that the elements of the earth that's trying to be absorbed by you can get in without resistance. I don't know if y'all understand where I'm coming from with this lesson right now. Okay, can somebody come up here for me? Ziggy, come here, baby. Come here, let me show you something, Ziggy. I ain't gonna put you on camera, just stand right here. I seen this a long time ago. Let's see if it's true. Stand right here. Put your arm out. Put your arm out. Now, I want you to resist my hand when I push down, okay? Resist hard, okay? Now you gotta listen, pay attention, okay? Now I want you to think of somebody that you love a whole lot. Somebody that you just, and I want you to still resist me pushing you down, okay? Find somebody you love a whole lot and think of them. Think about them, see? Push, all right, push my hand up, see that? Push, see how hard it is? See how hard it is? Now stop. Now I want you to think about somebody that you can't stand and keep my hand up. Somebody you just hate. You know, you want to kick them in the ground. You want to beat them up. You ready? You got it? Tell me when you got it. Tell me when you got it. Hold it. You see the difference? Try it again. Think of the person that you don't like and hold it up. You got it? Look at that. You see? You see how much easier it is? This is real. The Creator has us dancing and singing and celebrating so that we can absorb the positive energies into us much easier and much quicker. But when you're focused on negativity, you put up a resistance and it can't get in. Oh, the Creator is a genius, man. This king knows what he's doing. He wanted us to absorb the natural elements of the earth in a different manner. He told us specific trees to go get, to bring. And then I want you to be partying while you got these things around. He says, celebrate with these things. Why is it? So that our bodies can absorb what they have to bring to us. So that we can absorb that natural element that the Creator only knew the specific remedy that it was going to take to empower us to get where we needed to go and do what we needed to do. So he created these celebrations, all these holy days, all dealing with nature to give us another opportunity to life. The shofar blew, Yom Teruah, letting us know that a change was coming. The Day of Atonement, you fast, you purify your soul, purify your body, and then you begin the process of that change. But once you got all that stuff off you, now he's trying to put something new within you. Put something new within you. So you can take that newness and go on and serve him and be your very best at it. It was so strong that the Most High wanted these elements to be on us so strong that he told us to build ye houses out of it and sleep in, not sleep, dwell in it. Dwell don't mean we had to sleep in. Dwell means you come here every once in a while and chill out. That's what it really means. We take it to the next extent because we just overdo everything. Because we love the Creator just that much. We up in the cold the other couple days, freezing. Did that heater go off? Yeah, the heater went off. Man, we were freezing out there in the cold. And that's because we love the Most High so much. We just want to please the King so much that we overdo it. When he say, I want you to keep the Sabbath, man, we try to do everything to keep the Sabbath to a T, to the best of our ability in the land of captivity, you know? But that's what it's about. These things that I'm revealing to you, you ain't going to hear this from anybody. Everybody don't understand these things. Let's let the Most High talk. Let's let the Most High teach and show me where I made a mistake. He wants these things to affect you so strongly that he told you to build a booth out of these things and visit that booth, commune in that booth, dwell in that booth, make it your dwelling for a good week, good 7 days, so that your body is consistently rejoicing, singing, and absorbing what those things have to offer, what nature has to offer you. He knew that there was going to be a year called 2022, that there was going to be a day called October the 19th, and that his people would be dwelling in captivity in concrete houses, cement pavements. When's the last time your feet touched the natural raw earth? Think about it. Think about it.
Right.
When's the last time the average person's feet was in dirt? What they tell you to do? Wash your hands, get all the dirt off, get in your nails, get all that. Let me tell you something. Don't never do that, because you're washing out a lot of natural in your body. You want to keep your hands clean to a point. What I mean by that is this: you got to play in dirt sometime. Get your hands dirty sometimes. Get your feet dirty sometimes. Do you know that the minerals and the nutrients in the natural raw earth your body needs? And I haven't even talked about grounding yet. Grounding is another level of that understanding. I'm talking about just the natural dirt. There are elements and microscopic things that are in your body that has been dying in your body because you haven't absorbed the natural things from the dirt, the soil, the ground. You haven't done it in a long time, but you need to. And your body will be out of sync when you don't get the natural elements that the Creator created for you to absorb. If you go outside all the time and you got a hat on, and you wear a hat every day, every time you're outside, you got a hat on because you're blocking your eyes so you can see, and you don't let that sunlight hit your head, your body will feel the effects. Because the sun is a nutrition for you. And so is the moon. So is the moon. These things all set off rays. Those rays contain medicine for the human body and the human soul. The Creator knows what He's doing. It's us who don't know. It's us who don't understand. But if we get back in tune with the King, we will get back in tune with our pyramid, our temples, ourselves, our bodies. And that's been a problem for a long time because we are out of tune. Let's get this back. We stopped at 40, right? Leviticus 23, verse 41. And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Most High 7 days in the year. We're supposed to keep that a feast unto the Most High for 7 days. Why 7? Number of completion. Well, what are you completing at this process? The healing. The healing. You are actually completing it. So on the 7th day, you cool. And then on the 8th day, the 8th day is the warm out period. You utilize what you completed, what you benefited, what you've learned, and He wants us to come and worship Him on the 8th day. This King is awesome, man. He's awesome. But we don't see this. We don't know this. We don't understand this. We too busy. Oh man, let me move on. I don't want to talk about my people. And you should keep it a feast unto the Most High 7 days in a year. It is a statute forever in your generations. For how long?
Ever.
How long?
Forever.
Forever, ever. That's right, forever. So you got a lot of people right now saying, yo, you can't keep these holy days. What's wrong with you, Prince? Talking about you. Well, the Creator said you're supposed to do it in your generations forever.
That's right.
Keep them forever. He knew we would be in the land of captivity 2,000 years later. He said, I still want you doing these holy days. I still want you to do it. I'm going to just make it so you do it a little bit different, but you're still going to do it. Do you know why we do it? So that our children will never forget.
That's right.
Now, we were once the children, but our parents, a lot of us, not all of us, a lot of us fell off because their parents fell off, and their parents fell off, and their parents fell off. And you know what the Most High did? The Most High brought us right back to the service of Him. This King is awesome. This King is awesome. He's merciful because through us, our forefathers have the opportunity to live. Ye shall keep it in the 7th month, the month of, the 7th month is the month of completion. Think, fam. Think. In the month of completion, Itanin, in the month of completion, we had the shofar being blown, which was what? The sign of a new beginning. We had the Day of Atonement, which was a day of what? Purification, physically and spiritually. And now we got Yom Sukkot, which is what? The healing of our flesh. That's right. This king is awesome. But if you don't pay attention to it, you will never even know what he's doing. And you will be religiously keeping these holy days just because the book says so, without any understanding. And the teacher that's teaching you will just be going across the basic principles that he learned from the white man. As opposed to allowing the book, as the Most High revealed it to his people, to reveal to you the purpose and the significance of these things. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days, and all that are homeborn in Israel shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim. For 40 years, we dwelt in booths, which means that we was like Kanye. I just said that to be smart. We was like Kanye. Kanye say he ain't got no home. Kanye say he ain't got no home. He owns a lot of land from what I'm told, but he ain't got no home. He go from where this place to that place, and he just get around. You can do that when you got $6 billion. As long as you got your debit card, you go wherever you want. Or access to your cash, you go wherever you want. But you know what? We can do the same thing too. Matter of fact, I know a lot of males that do that. They go from home to home to home, depending on the season. He got a girl for this, a big old fat girl for the wintertime, big old skinny girl for the summertime. He got a baby over here, a baby over there, 2 children over there, around the corner, up the block, down the street. And he ain't got no residence. He ain't got driver's license. He drives, but he ain't got no driver's license. He takes a chance. He takes a chance because he don't want to be tied down. He don't want no responsibility of this stuff. He just want to do what he want to do when he want to do it. He's extremely polygamous. He's polygynous. He's religious stupid. That's what he is. He's a religious embarrassment. That's what he is. And he can't be polygynous because he ain't taking care of nothing. He's just a whoremonger. Yeah, I would have to call him a whoremonger. And a lot of you brothers who listening to this tape, you might be guilty. You should check yourself when you wreck yourself and make sure that you're not one of these brothers, because a lot of brothers fall underneath of this plateau. But you know what they do? The Israelite brothers who live like that, when they say, this is my wife. And then when the wintertime is over, he finds a reason to get mad and give her a bill. Off to the next one. He goes to the next one. Stay in the house, play video games while she go to work. I don't waste too much time on these brothers. They got their rhythm together. They know what they're doing. Sisters, it's y'all that need to pay attention. If you got this man and he only come around every once in a while, then you know what it's about. You know what it's about. Anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted for the first time. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are homeborn in Israel shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim. I am the Most High, your Elohim. And Moshe declared unto the children of Israel the appointed seasons of the Most High. Are there any questions? Any questions? Are there any questions?
No.
Can you see what that comment is in the room? Because I didn't check it yet. Yes. Yes.
Say, back to 37, these are the feasts of the Most High, which you shall proclaim to offer an offering made by fire, right? I'm thinking, you remember when Moses met the Most High on the mountain and it was fire and stuff? See, that's how I'm thinking, that sacrifices and offerings are to be made like to like that type of thing, but you're saying.
What is that
Levites.
type of thing? What is
Like
that?
basically, and maybe this is kind of coming from like the Christian background, so just let me know. But like I said, like the most High met Moses on the mountain, right? And it was with fire on the bush, right? And he talked to the Most High through this bush, right, on fire. So when I read an offering made by fire to the Creator, I'm thinking, oh, we're supposed to like have our food or whatever and put it somewhere, light it on a fire, and that will be like the offering. But you're saying the offering is we give it to Levites, we give it to people.
The sacrifices, not our food. The sacrifices that we want to offer to the Most High, we would kill it, most of them, not all of them. We would kill it and give it to the Levites. We would take it to the Levites and they would kill it and they would burn it up and offer it to the Most High. But they would eat it.
It had nothing to do with burning.
Right.
Oh, no, I know it's nothing to do with the burning bush. I'm saying like kind of like the burning, like in that way.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Okay.
two different spectrums. I guess one day you can tell me all about it.
Yeah.
All right. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. You ain't got to go there, just listen. Today, we sent you out a copy of the lesson today for those who are in the group. Brothers or sisters, whoever here that's not in the group, just let us know if you want your number added, and we have to create a new group to add you to. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Most High Elohim formed the man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So the Creator took something that was physical, the dirt, the ground, breathed into something that was physical, and it had an effect on something that was spiritual. It transformed itself within that man. So what did the Father do? He took one level of creation and intertwined it with another level of creation. And we call it mankind today. Your body comes from the earth, but your soul comes from the Most High on high, who gave it. He put that within you. And when he did it, he actually gave you multiple lives, many lives. Therefore, everybody who is here was predestined to be here because they all existed within the man. That's how awesome. One sperm cell contains how many forms of life? Billions, billions. And that's after we've been sick and polluted with bad food. Our sperm cell still contains billions and billions of sperm cells, little forms of life. Now imagine if we was eating healthy and wholesome and great. What would our sperm cell contain then? It's a good one to think about, right? The word for ground is Adoma. Adoma. You know what Adoma means? It means ground. But what two words are in Adoma? Dome, blood, and ma. Adoma, blood and earth. The word for ground is Adoma, is blood and earth. And what was we created from? From the dirt. And we have what? Blood. Therefore, we are directly related to the earth, the soil. We're directly related to the soil. So why would we think that if we're so connected to the soil that we don't have to have a relationship with the soil? Dam is blood. Adama is earth. Eretz is earth. Adama, ground or soil. The surface of the planet, the ground. The surface of the planet, such as the Earth or Mars. An area used at a particular purpose, the ground. Soil. Collegiate Dictionary defines soil as firm land, which is earth, eretz. The upper layer of earth that may be dug or plowed and is in which plants grow. The superficial, unconsolidated, and unusual weathered part of the mantle of the planet, and especially of the earth. Number 5, the fifth definition, a medium in which something takes hold and develops. Soil donates a mixture of substances. Something takes hold and develops. What is it about the soil or ground that our people needed for their very survival? What is it? What is it about the soil or the ground that our people needed for their very survival? Not just the stability to grow food, because that's a very good one, but part of the reason why we need that is for our overall health. The earth, the ground is medicine for us, just like the sun. Everything in the universe is medicine, and they all have a part to play in our healing process. A baby born with jaundice. You know what jaundice is? A yellowish color of the skin. A baby born with jaundice. You know how you heal that baby? Put him in the sunlight. The doctors would tell you he got to go underneath of an ultraviolet light, a purple light, for a period of time, and it'll help you. All you got to do is take your child outside and put him in the direct sunlight. The sun heals your child. You know why they tell you to put your child in an ultraviolet light? Because if they put their child in the sunlight, it might kill them. It just may kill them. Everything on the planet utilizes the sun for energy, except the European man. You ever seen a European man walking around with an umbrella? Those are the real pale ones. A lot of them cannot stand the sunlight. When they go to the beach, they got to put on tanning lotion and oils and stuff to protect their skin, cracking and peeling, and to prevent them from getting what they call cancer. But we worked out in the daylight, in the sunlight forever, and we never did those things. We don't need them. Some of us think that we need it, but you don't. Your body will absorb the sun. You just get darker. You get richer. You know what a dark grape tastes like? That's the sweetest grape you ever tasted. The darker the grape, the sweeter the juice. All right. All right, family. So you have the lessons in your inbox. We sent the lessons in the inbox for everyone. So you can read over the rest of this lesson. And it'll start unfolding to you and it'll start making sense to you now. All right? Okay. Shalom, shalom, Sister Malka. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
She trying to do something. No, we can't hear you, sis. Shabbat shalom. Okay. Shabbat shalom.
Well, somebody had muted me. Shabbat shalom, everyone. I'll put myself back on mute.
All right, well, we get ready to end out now. We get ready to close it out.
Oh, it's over?
Oh, you late. Yeah, we don't play around. We said an hour. Hey, play one of that song, them two songs again for us, please. We're gonna close out. We're gonna close out with these two songs again. And then after we finish with these two songs, Shabbat Shalom to you all. May the Most High be pleased. May you continue to worship and praise this King. May you take the knowledge you learned today and utilize it in your life. I told you I wasn't going to disappoint. I told you I was going to teach you something that when you leave out of here, you got something to take with you. Didn't I tell you that? I don't be playing. Go ahead, girl. Kick them beats. Kick them. It's up. You got to turn it up. Yeah. Come on, y'all. Let's dance.
When I feel wrong,
that's my niece right there, y'all. That's my niece right there.
I envy the wicked so much that my feet were cold. But now I hold on to someone I know is strong. He my rock and fortress. I put my trust in Yahweh. And you and me, that the whole world can see. I used to worry about if my bills get paid. I used to worry about all of my enemies. I used to worry about if my friends would stay.
Come on, y'all.
Let's
say
and give it to that the whole world.
How y'all dancing? How y'all dancing? No, for it.
Take us all and he heard
Nothing is harder.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I enjoy watching my little brother praising the Most High. I'm glad about it. I'm glad about it. I'm glad about it. I'm so glad. I'm glad about it. I'm glad about it. I'm glad about it. I'm so glad this morning
His mercy.
about it. I'm glad about it. I'm glad about it.
His mercy.
Glad about it. I'm so glad.
I think we got one more. I think we got one more.
Did it freeze? Uh-oh, we're gone. I think you froze, brother.
Yeah, you can stop the recording. May the Most High be praised from everlasting to everlasting. May he be exalted above all creation. He is our King, our Master, the Holy One of Israel. That's all I'll say. Toda Abi. You stop the recording? May the Most High be praised.